Woman gives choice, rejoice in the gifts that are given. The first gift comes in the June months, and that is a strawberry. And there is so much love and kindness because that represents our heart. It is shaped exactly like our heart. And sometimes when we sing to it, when we honor it, I feel that berry, that beautiful gift, singing and speaking. By July, those young bunnies and little fish and everything begin to walk, and they have fun, and they have chatter, and they play. So those gifts of that newborn have been given a gift of a berry too. And that is the raspberry. And like children, when they come away from the umbilical cord like the raspberry does, it wishes to drink. So when you look at the raspberry, when it's pulled away from the mother plant, it has that little cup there, a little sippy cup to the newborn. And that earth woman is so kind to still love those babies. As the year goes on into the July, August months, the medicine people give a gift as well. That's what's cheaper in that northern direction. And in this territory, we have blueberries. Over in the west, there's another berry, another name of their sister berries. The last gift and growth is the cranberry, and it's hard shelled. And it's also in an absolute round so that we know that the circle of life is going to walk with us again. It sits in that color of the southern doorway, but the tip where it comes off its umbilical cord as well, those water bushes, the plants. It has a tip of yellow, and that tip of yellow is that eastern door. That new life is going to come. So just remembering that process, hold it in your heart and your spirit. So when we have this last feast for that woman, we think about her parents being beside us, called to us, her parents and her grandparents, and those grandparents and the next grandparents. That line, brothers and sisters, the nieces and nephews, if they are not here, they will be coming. That's what we're sharing this meal with tonight. I'm going to ask our brother if he would be kind, if you're okay to speak for your people. That would be just wonderful.
In Ghanimat's language, that is a word of greeting and wishing peace upon you. This is how Ghanimat and I would greet each other every morning when she would come into the lab. Ghanimat was an indigenous person. She was a tribal person from the Qashqai Tribal Confederacy. And like many of our indigenous friends here today, She had a remarkable connection to her territory and her land in southwestern Iran, land of vast arid grasslands and rangelands and deserts. And she had great hope to come to Canada to study with us and to apply her skills in mapping with Indigenous communities to help describe what she would describe as the territories of life. The lands and waters that not only are the homes and habitat for the animals, but also have sustained Indigenous peoples for millennia. I know that her family feels a sense of kinship with the Indigenous peoples who are here with us. And for those of us who are not Indigenous, a sense of strong friendship and comradeship. And they are deeply appreciative of how we are holding her dear in our hearts. And nothing would make them happier than to have an opportunity to meet all of us very, very soon. Thank you.
Experience in working with her. In particular, in December, for that matter, I guess, a supper meeting in November around ICCAs, and then again in December on a Convention of Biological Diversity, CBD. And I was part of a group chat for 3 days when she was involved. And then we also had a one-on-one. And I didn't look at it until a couple of days ago. And there were some gems there. She was obviously a bright light, and of course, I can only imagine, Faisal, what kind of student she was. It was this group of young people of and she epitomized, in my view, a very clear understanding of her indigeneity, her indigenousness. And I was impressed how she would articulate the needs of Indigenous peoples, the need for Indigenous leadership and conservation, and how she did it with that smile, and how she could disarm the tough guys, the ones that weren't going to listen to me. And so it was a gift to just be present for the way she spoke her truth. And though it was just a few days, she helped me with basic logistics. When I first played catch up on HA activities, she was the one that did the briefing and did such a great job of capturing. And HA, by the way, it's the whole world. So Canada's part of it, but along with the rest of the world. So it was an honor and a privilege to have spent time with her in that venue, and it's a tough venue. But Indigenous voice is stronger. we all know it needs to be. And what I witnessed was, for that brief period of time, this flash of light that she shared. And so I think one of the most important things we can do is to honor her, honor others like her who have gone early. And I say, achieving which each man do bring this bright light into our lives and reminding us of the way forward. Which bears. For now, just put it right there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Chair over here, Mom. Guys got it all set up nice for you. Right there.
What are you doing?
Okay. Well, Marilyn prepares here. Just gonna let everybody know when we're done with the ceremony. When you leave, there's a bowl of cedar and there's a bowl of tobacco. Take a pinch in your left hand, bring it to your heart, and whatever you want to, whatever prayer you want to send to the spirit world, do that with that medicine in your hand and put it in the fire. That will take it up to the spirit world. So that's at the end.
Speak for the parents. I've already talked with them.
Yeah.
About directions.
Yeah. Okay. So, Chimagach, Kijimanadu are these beautiful berries, and these berries, which nourish us and many of our relatives, the four-leggeds, the winged ones, are also nourished by these berries. And these berries, as has already been expressed in the prayer, they come at different times. They are linked, and they thrive, and and part of their life cycle is linked to the governance of the moon and the waters, and so they remind us of that larger governance and the different times of the year in which our responsibilities change. And as you've already heard, strawberry is that first berry, that heart berry. I've also heard it said that all those seeds on the outside are the seeds of the unborn. They remind us of our responsibilities to the unborn, and that comes first. That what we do and how we walk our walk should be conscious, responsible, and love. We should be thinking of our love for those future generations. And so that heartberry reminds us of that first responsibility to future generations, to think of them even before we think of our own needs. So I'm gonna leave it there. Although I am thinking about the other berries, and I'll just say
this about the cranberry. The cranberry grows in wet bogs, and I have one near where I live, and they bring that water up from those wetlands, and they produce this beautiful berry that is particularly delicious after the first heavy frosts. So it's it completes the berry cycle. And I know when I walk that bog, and as the snows are coming, it's that final expression from the berry world of our land. And it reminds us to look back on all the berries that we've had through the spring and summer, to reflect and appreciate that power of Mother Earth to feed and nurture us, and then to prepare for the winter season, for that time in which we go to our lodges and we prepare ourselves for the next cycle. So with that,
You would come and help with the berries, and Rachel, yeah, come and help with the berries. So you're going to take the cup. One of you is going to carry the berries. You have a wooden spoon there, and you're gonna help. Yeah, just a sec. Yeah, come on over this way. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, come on. Yeah. And I'd like you first to put a good helping in the fire. And after you do that, put your tobacco in. That's Sama.
This tobacco?
Mm-hmm. You start with the firekeeper. Feed the firekeeper first. Good. So when you finish with the cup, because it comes from a stand hall, our brothers and sisters, the tree people, we're going to take care of them at the end of the ceremony, at the firekeeper. When you have your berries, you can begin to feast with them, eat them.
And there's one more. Where's your other one?
I was so afraid because I always heard about this Jimmy Dick, the great caretaker of the Eagle Heart drum, and I still know him, so we're good. Anyway, he's gifted with many songs, so he's offered to do that songs. Oh, you bet.
Thank you, Veronica. Kind words and introduction. I'm going to sing a song that says, ask the Creator, to help us, and watch over us, that's what the song says. Gina Gishimaneto, Ewe Tamadan, Givina the Moyan, Heyo, 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 Tamadan, giving out a moyan, heyo, 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 I just want to explain that song, like that song came to me when I was doing laundry. A lot of places. Yeah. See, you noticed too, I was watching this fire earlier, and I was always trying to make a star design in there, My dad was teaching us about fire. Make a star, he told me, Jump at that with sticks, stand those wood up, and if they fall down, they'll make a star, he said. And he says, we always try to center ourselves with the northern star, when we gather, and do ceremonies, he says, even that fire too. That's the design I was making here when you guys came around, I just wanted to share that with you.
Laundry, eh? Did we get the bear? In our lands here, we have a song to greet people when they come, but we also have a song to carry people away, whether it's walking still on Mother Earth or being in the arms of Mother Earth, making that journey, that rite of passage. So both are true today, right this day. And the ones that leave to go home, you're still on a journey. And the ones that have come here to gather, to sit and conduct ourselves in a lodge so that we speak good words to each other, be kind to each other. We're going to go home too, some by road on the land, some by water, and some by that air. So we have a song to take care of that traveling, whatever it is that we might do. And when I've been honored to do this song, to sing it at an appropriate time, I think about my grandmother and her sisters, my aunties. I was born 7 miles out on the water. That was my first home. That's where my feet landed on the ground. And I'm not 20 anymore, so I can't tell you I am. Most people didn't have hydro back then. We didn't have all that noise going through our house. We didn't have telephone. I think there might have been radio phones a few places, but nothing like that at all. But my aunties and the grandma, they also had to make a bit of money in the summertime when they could sell their artwork, their quill work and beadwork and things. So without that instant message that we don't even know how to live 2 hours without, they spent their lifetime like that. So when they needed more sweetgrass wingush, or they needed more of the coat from the birch bark tree, they sent messages so that the men on the shoreland would go and harvest. And none of us ever figured out how that message went, but it did. So I believe in that moccasin walk. And when the people would come, it would just be a day or two, and somebody would be canoeing or rowing, because we didn't have fast boats. 5.5 was full speed ahead if you had one. But they would come, and out would come the food, whatever we had, probably fish, because we were a big clan of fish eaters. They'd have their tea, they'd tell their stories, they'd laugh. And when those people left on that canoe or rowboat, Grandma and the sisters would go down to the shore. We lived in a long bay, probably about almost a mile, and they would not leave that shore edge until the last ripple of the paddle or the markings on the water of those boats that brought them. So I think about them when I get to sing this song, and it's called The Traveling Song. You want to sing it? Hey? Okay, Jimmy's going to sing it because I'm pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Well, so with that, we're very thankful, Miigwech, Mrs. August and New Credit, Ojibwe Nation, for allowing us to celebrate life and the traveling on to the next world. To sit as brothers and sisters, colleagues, new friends, old friends. This is how we give that gift of walking in a good way. Miigwech. So we're going to Faisal. Where are you?
Here.
Okay. The plate is over there, the feast plate. And after we're finished, everybody to take their tobacco and walk down the trail there. I'm asking you, when you start to walk away, please do not look back. Just keep going. There's, I think, some scraps left upstairs, and they taste the best when they get to be scraps. There's a little bit of cedar tea and goodwill. So let's visit again for a few minutes before we say Guavamin. Okay, so yeah, just put it in the fire. You want to come around this way, Laura? Lead that circle out. Get my cane out of the way so you don't kill yourself.
Bring these seats over a bit and
Yeah.
create some space.
Good, thank you. Just don't want to drop the drum.